have said the need to get a player who can score goals consistently.
Yeah, we do with across Man United, so with a lot of people, we do everything what's in our power to get the right man in.
It's in your power to get the right man in.
Yeah, transfer market, you never know, but we know our targets, and we do everything we can. What I said, so every effort we put in to get this done, because it's an area where we need improvement.
And just with the captaincy, when did you decide that Bruno would become the official captain of the club?
In the summer.
And when you communicated that to when you communicated that to Harry, and then Harry put that statement out, were you aware that Harry was going to put that statement out, and how did he take the news that you were not making him captain anymore?
I think, and everyone can understand that is for a player disappointment, but it can also work out very good for the team and for Harry. So Harry is an important player, stays an important player. We have 4 centre backs. We need 4 centre backs minimum, maybe even one extra. We have seen last season when you play so many games, and so we are really pleased to have Harry in our squad.
Neil,
Erik, if you don't get players out, it's going to be difficult to have the funds to get that striker in that you need, isn't it? I mean, that must be key for you, and it's, you know, the clock's ticking down.
Yeah, you have to talk. You make the question to the wrong person. Finance is not for me. I know, I'm aware about finance and about FFP rules, etc. But well, we do, what I said, across United, we do everything to get the target in.
Andy.
Hello, Erik.
Hello.
Just on Bruno becoming manager, why did you taking your job?
I've been replaced.
Just thinking 2 years ahead here. On Bruno becoming captain.
2 years.
All right, I'll give you 3. What was your thought process? Was there anybody else in contention? What was your logic in Bruno?
Oh, I think across our squad we have more leaders. So for me, it's always you need a team, a squad. You need leaders. You need team players. You need specialists. You need multifunctional players, and you need individualists. So, and all those areas you have to cover in your squad. And yeah, I'm happy we have more than one leader. And so Bruno will wear the band, but he will get support from others.
Chris, just at the front here with the microphone, please.
Hi, Erik. When we first spoke to you last year, when you first came into the club, you were very careful to say top 4 was the target for you. You hit that target last season. Is that still your target now, or given what you've achieved so far, can you aim higher next season, do you think?
We have to raise the bar, but you can first, by raising the bar, you can not always express that in the clinical result. But of course, we want to win every game, and that stays. And we have showed in last season how we can beat all the teams in the world, and now we have to do that on a consistently base. So that is absolutely one of our objectives, be more consistent, and then we will see where we end.
But given what you have and given what you've built and given the 2 players that you've signed so far and hopefully more players to come, do you think Manchester United can challenge for the title next season?
I already give you an answer in the previous question. So I said we want to be more consistent, and so we want to play in a higher level. We want to raise the bar, lift up the demands, and then we will see where we end. And the competition, we know all, is very strong, but we can beat any club in the world. We have showed.
Rob.
Hi, Erik. Just on your decision to let David leave and bring in Andre Onana, was there a point at which last season you looked at the goalkeeping situation and thought, I can't continue with David and we need to change goalkeeper in the summer?
I think David has a huge contribution on our level performance last year and our result. I want to mention all the clean sheets he made, but also there's also always a team performance because we defend with 11, not with only the goalkeeper, but it was absolutely obvious that David plays a big role, had a huge contribution in that. But yeah, there is coming a time for every player that the club is going to make changes, and this was the right moment in our perspective.
Was there any regret at all that after 12 years that David didn't get his kind of big farewell, possibly at Old Trafford with, you know, a lap of honour and stuff, and it was kind of done a bit quieter, sort of after the season had finished?
Yeah, but he will get that big contribution. He deserves it. If it's up to me, then David, after 545 games, after all his contribution, after all his performance, after such a long period, it's massive what he did. So he is, for the rest of his life, a legend for Manchester United. So we have to say farewell against him, and with all the fans in Old Trafford, absolutely.
Melissa.
Erik, you've spoken before of Manchester United needing to be more aggressive in their play and also having greater protection. How does Mason Mount and Andre Onana help you guys achieve that?
I think first they are great football players, of course. That's key. But also they are great personalities. They know exactly what they want. They have both the winning attitude and they can't lose. So they will give their 100% effort to get that done. And both are also really in the team.
Let's take some from US media, one there and then one here.
Thank you. My name is Derek Owisu, representing Kizito Sports Africa. Coach, you made mention of an era coming to an end last season, and City won treble. Do you still stand by that, an era coming to an end? And may I know the deputies for Bruno Fernandes? Who are the deputies to Bruno Fernandes? Thank you.
I don't understand really the question.
Deputies to
Deputy to Bruno Fernandes.
Is there a vice captain?
If there is a deputy, we will see, and I already expressed, there are more leaders in the squad, and yeah, we go in a natural way, and then we will decide. But as I said, Bruno will not do it on his own. We have strong characters in our team with strong opinions. They will support him, but also express, and we will see who will take that role. And
as I asked earlier on, last season you made mention of an era coming to an end, talking about the dominance of City and other clubs. Do you still stand by it that era is coming to an end? Is it this season, or we should wait for another more season?
So I didn't say in particular. So City, I said it across, was Liverpool, was City. And we have seen what can happen last season, both sides. One was really top, other was less, but I spoke over a certain period of years. And that's always, eras will always come to an end.
Okay, lastly, I'm sorry. Onana is from Cameroon and I'm from Ghana, so we are all neighbors. Africa is really proud of Andre Onana. What quality exactly is he going to bring on board to your team?
It's great personality, but first of all, he is a good goalkeeper, and so he has to make sure that he keep his goal clean in togetherness with the whole team, because a big part of a keeper is organizing.
Hi, Erik, Vincian with Boardroom. So, looking ahead to these next 2 weeks, you obviously have very competitive squads and, of course, an upcoming match with Wrexham. But short of just winning and avoiding injuries, how else will you measure a successful string of matches? And are you treating them as they are, in fact, league matches or any other competitive games where you understand that if you lose, you'll have to answer some questions?
The last one?
How seriously are you treating these next 4 matches to the point where if you do lose, you'll have to answer any serious questions about the team?
We don't play friendly games, so it's very serious. And this is the only period in a year we can train. So we have to take this opportunity, and we had on purpose. We choose good opponents. We already had 2. Leeds is always is a rival. Lyon, very strong team from French football, and now we play here really strong teams with Arsenal, Real Madrid, and Dortmund. So also teams across Europe, but also Premier League team. So it's very good to compete with them, because then we can test ourselves, and we know after such games where we are. But also because you can test it, you can work very good on your way of play, and that is the main objective from the pre-season, to get the way of play in, because we want to raise the bar.
Thank you.
Simon.
Hi, Erik. Earlier on, you said that when you spoke to Maguire, you said this could work out better for him. In what way could it work out better for him?
Now, because not any more captaincy, so less responsibility in that perspective. But I said we need more than 11 players, and we need their competition. So he can fight himself in the team. He can be one of the 11. He has the potential. I said it more often. So it's up to him to get his position, and now he can focus more on his role. But as a centre back, it stays. You have to communicate and you have to organize, because that is one of big area where you have to perform as a centre half. Same as a keeper, organizing. That is prevention, and prevention that you have to come into action.
I realise you won't say what you said to him, but what was the kind of general conversation? Was it, if you want to stay, you can, but I understand you might want to go somewhere else? Or did you say, I really want you to stay, you can play a big role here?
No, it's about captaincy. And of course, I said to him, you are one of 4, and fight yourself in the team.
Adam.
Hi, Erik. Just on the striker front again, obviously Wout Weghorst has gone back to Burnley. You've got the injury concerns with Anthony Martial. If we did get another forward in, are you still concerned that you may be still short going into this season with Champions League, Premier League, and wanting to compete and close that gap on likes of Manchester City and Arsenal?
Yeah, but we proved also last season we can be very successful, even though we didn't have too many strikers, and we still proved we were successful. So yeah, I expect from the front players more, that they have to play on a higher level. I said we have to raise the bar. So yeah, we expect from all the players more. Yeah, so from the front players, but also across the whole team, we expect more goals.
Jamie.
Hi, Erik. Andre Onana, he was sent home from the World Cup, and when you were his coach at Ajax, his time there ended, let's say, sourly. The way he plays is very sort of brave, but does he represent a gamble as a signing due to his sort of, let's say, individual personality?
Yeah, he is a personality, yes, and but he is absolutely winner, and I have always worked very good with him, and well, we achieved together so much trophies. Play a great football, so and I'm convinced he will do that. But this is a challenge for him, because this is a better club, better competition. The demands are higher, the expectations are higher, much more fans, fanboys all across the world. So yeah, that's a challenge, and therefore I wanted him, because his character, he wants to have the challenge. Then he's on his best.
Because just following on from what you say, Manchester United can be a little bit of a graveyard for goalkeepers. There's been some goalkeepers, big ones, who've come to the club and they haven't been able to handle everything you just described, but you're confident that actually he will add something to your team in this regard?
As I said, he likes the challenge. He will raise to the occasion.
Eric, we hear regularly that United will always be in for the best players, and you've been very clear that you need a top striker. Why are the club not doing everything possible to try and get Harry Kane in, given he's in the final year of his contract at Tottenham, and if he's going to leave, there's a chance this summer?
I don't go into a talk about specific over players who are under contract in another club.
One over there.
How you doing, Eric?
I'm
welcome
fine.
to the U.S. You brought in Mason Mount. Just talk about how he kind of complements other midfielders like Bruno and Casemiro.
He's very dynamic and a lot of game understanding. So in and out of possession, I'm convinced he will really add quality to our midfield department. He will give us more chance to winning games and then in the end winning trophies, because he knows how to win trophies and he will bring that in our squad.
Hi Eric, hope you're doing well. Just a quick question on Kobbie Mainoo. Obviously we saw the video of you after the final speaking with him privately on the pitch. He's been involved again in pre-season. What are your plans for him? Do you think he can have an impact on the first team? And what's he like in training?
We have to see in pre-season. So he gets his chance because he deserved it, because he showed it in the under-21s and in our trainings. He showed a high level, and now he have to show it in games. So pre-season is perfect to test it. It's an option to get into the squad, in the game squad, and even to get into playtime. We will see, but I'm confident he can do. But yeah, we have to wait and we have to test it if it's going to happen.
Flex.
Hi Eric. On Andre Onana, his playing style is obviously a big contrast to how David would play. How long do you think it will take the players that are here to adapt to how Andre plays and vice versa? And with the different demands in this league versus the Eredivisie versus Serie A, are there any changes that Andre needs to make to his game to adapt, or are you expecting him to play exactly how he always does?
Yes, I expect him to do exactly that. I think Andre is a goalkeeper. He can play behind a high block, but also behind a very low block. But of course, and therefore it's so good he's already now in. The cooperation is so essential. And so you need the players in the pre-season, then we can work on that. But I'm convinced that he will adapt. And the players, they will quickly also will be aware and will take advantage from his qualities. You already have seen with a different player, but like Mate, he did very well in our games. You see our players very quick adapt to that situation and take benefit from it.
Last question, Ty.
Hi, sorry, I just wanted to ask Eric, the plan for Rashford. You know, we saw him play centrally, we've seen him play on the left-hand side. Do you have a desired position for him going into next season? Will you be seeing him up front with Garnacho playing on the left?
Yeah, that are both positions, and it depends from so many circumstances where we will play him, but he can play both positions very good, and in both positions he can be really efficient.
Hi, Eric. Have you been involved with discussions this summer over Mason Greenwood's future? How do you see that panning out, and have you been keeping in touch with Mason over the last few months while he's been away from the club?
Yeah, it's a club decision, and of course I've shared my ideas, opinions, but it's a club decision, and we all have to accept that.
Would you like to keep him? Would you like to keep him? He's obviously a very talented young footballer.
So I can't say so much about it, but what I say, I shared my opinion about it. So let's see what's going to happen, what the decision will be.
And just one quick one more for me. Do you plan on speaking to the owners while you're over in America? And are you looking for clarity on what the takeover situation might be? It's obviously been 8 months now with the club on the market, and it doesn't really seem to be moving. Do you plan on trying to see the Glazer family while you're over here and get an update on what's going on?
But there's also a club decision, and I'm more often in contact with them. And so yeah, this is a good opportunity also to share our ideas. We can talk informal, but yeah, it's obvious. I can give advice, recommendations, but the decision is